Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And of course we're here for
One Punch
Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've done that a lot before, but this is One Punch Man.
Yes.
Episode 6.
Correct.
And they are in the Hero Association. They are pro heroes now.
Yes. And
So,
Genos is moving in.
Yeah. Genos has moved in.
Has moved in.
He brought
Took
everything.
that relationship to a whole new level.
So, what kind of crazy antics do you think that one blonde cyborg with protagonist issues and a balding, godlike, super-powered person could get into? Like,
I think Genos is, well, we've already seen that he's a little bit uptight, so I think he will start having a very particular taste of how things should be in the apartment and things like that.
But Saitama is his master.
Well, he could see it as helping his master. See? Because it's the whole idea of the apprentice doing the menial tasks on
For sure.
behalf of the master.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be fun to see. All right, let's get into it.
ヒーローとしてプロデビューをしてから5日か
5 days.
まだ何も大事件が起きていない
It's been 5 days of filler.
俺の家にはなぜかジェネス君が
Episodes.
何書いてんださっきから
先生の教えや修行内容を記しておる
Wow.
またハードルが上がった俺がジェノスに教えることなんて何一つねえのに騙してるみたいでこのままじゃ気が引ける何か無難な修行方法とか精神論的なのとかこじつけで
Yes,
もいい
you should do that, Saitama.
それじゃジェノス納得しねえしそもそもサイボーグだし
そういえばセミナーの話だと C 級ヒーローの場合1週間ヒーロー活動を行わないとヒーロー名簿から除外されるって言ってました
Ooh.
先生は大丈夫なんですか
そんなこと言ってたっけ
はい
でもテレビ見てても特にやることなかったし
報道されるのは避難が必要な大災害やテロ
Go save a cat or
危険な
something.
怪物が出現するなど大事件だけです先生は強力な敵ばかりを倒してきたからご存知ないでしょうか C 級といえば主にひったくりや強盗通り魔などを退治して過ごしているようです C 級は数が多いため自主的に活動を続けないと生き残りが難しく挫折して転職する人も多いらしいですよサラリーマンの飛び込み営業のように足で
Oh
成功
my
する
gosh.
誰も評価してくれないんだと
Wow.
漫画読んでる場合じゃなかった
行きますか
お前は来るな S 級のお前
I love that it's a onesie.
Yeah.
だと思われない可能性がある
しかし弟子として
ジェノス俺はもともとヒーローになりたいという強い思いがきっかけで筋トレしてここまで強くなったんだお前もヒーローとしての高みを目指して生活してみれば何かが変わるんじゃないかぶっちゃけお前サイボーグだから体を鍛えるとか関係ないし
It's
気持ち
true.
の切り替えで強くなることがあるかもしれないやべえそれが分からなくなってきたああつまりだ要はパワーや技術面での強さではなくまず精神面を鍛えるのだよそのために厳しいプロヒーロー業界で勝ち抜いてみなさいってことでお前は S 級10位以内を目指せそれが当分の修行ってことだ
なるほどやってみます
納得してくれたああよかった
What is it with the One Punch Man creator and having masters that are totally, like, do not know what they're doing?
走った走った走ったしかし街は平和だったもうダメだ
A lost cat.
あと1日しかない今日も平和だこれじゃ何にも活動できねえ
Wow.
失格になっちまう
Yay! You're helping him keep his job.
なんとかのポンコツの
Wow.
伝説の関節のパニック
That last one wasn't even close.
今日は貴様を殺す
悪いけど今忙しいからまた後でな
この俺から逃げられると思うのかよく見てなかったあいつの顔に切り込んだと思ったら頭身が
忙しいって言ってんだイライラしてんだから邪魔すんじゃねえ 殴るぞ。
あの人です。あの人危ないんです。なんとかしてください。
お前か。不審人物というのはヒーロータンクトップタイガー参上。
Wow.
ヒーローソニック、お前不審者扱いされてやんの。いっぺん退治されて頭でも冷やせよ。
お前だよ、ハゲ。
Wait, what?
その人昨日から怖い顔して街中走り回った。
Wow.
俺もヒーローだっつうの。
お前のようなヒーローがいるなんて聞いたことないぞ。
知るか、俺は新人だ。
とにかくお前に迷惑してる人がいるんだよ。ヒーローだったら人様に迷惑かけるなよ。他のヒーローの評判まで下がるだろう。
おい、あれタンクトップタイガーじゃね？本当だ、タンクトップタイガーだ。
マジ？
すげえ本物じゃん。
C 級でも10以内になるとさすがに顔も知られてくる。さあどうする新人。ここで暴れて俺の引き立て役になるか。
爆裂するけ。
Well, Saitama, now you can take out Speedasonic.
タンクトップタイガー。おい、マジかよ。
何やってんだソニック。
邪魔だったから寝てもらったまで。
おい、ヒーローを呼べ。ヒーロー逃げろ。
サイタマ、お前もヒーローなどというくだらん肩書きを持っているんだったな。だったら俺と戦わざるを得ない状況にして。
After he literally just shattered your sword with his teeth.
殺戮乱戦。
やめろよおい。畜生、どいつもこいつも邪魔しやがって。俺は今それどころじゃねえっつう。悪いやつを探してやっつけなきゃ。悪いやつ。
来ないならこっちか。
Gee, Saitama.
ここにいた。これで仕事をしたことになるのかな。
元テログループ桃源団のリーダーハンマーヘッドがリクルートスーツを着てうろついている情報があり、さらなる調査を進める。以上です。
He's getting a job.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
種を抱えているという噂もあるが、
報告はまだです。ただ Z 氏については現在戦闘力の高い2名の A 級ヒーローが調査に出向いています。
ここが Z 市ですね。早速調査を始めますか。ああ、さっさと片付けちまおう。
This should be good.
Z 市は大きい町ですが、この先もう少し進んだところに例の無人の町があります。他の地域より怪人発生件数が圧倒的に高いのがこの Z 市です。その頻度は10年以上前から徐々に上昇し、数年前から高いレベルの怪人の発生が急増。住人たちが中心地へと大移動したそうです。知ってるよ。おかげで電気や水道のライフラインが残されたままゴーストタウン化してんだろ。今なら格安で住めますね。冗談言うな。ここにはすげえ化け物が住んでるっつう噂だぜ。あんたも聞いたことぐらいあんだろう。もちろん。だからここの調査に私たちが任されたんでしょうね。
なんだ、せっかく来てやったのによ。無駄しかよ。
怪人、いきなり出ましたね。黄金ボールさん、やりますよ。
Really?
人間だ。
厚さ20ミリの鉄板をもぶち抜く俺の形状記憶玉金。くらえ。
Okay.
But tentacle powers.
Yep, tentacle powers are always OP.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a magician.
Oh. Of course, that could just be an actual person with a superpower. Really?
トム・ボー私のトム・ボーイを見切った
Watch you like cut power to Saitama's building or
や
something.
るじゃん。
あの触手手応えからして鋼鉄並みの強度
だけどさ、その風評を俺が体現するのも悪くないって気がしてきたぜ。ゴーストタウンの化け物、いい響きじゃんか。
Poor guy. He's giving it his all.
なるほど、こんなのと簡単に出くわすようじゃただだって済むのはごめんです。
Dun dun dun.
一般人なんだ、まだ住人がいたのかよ。もし噂の怪人
Come
がい
back
たら
from the
人間
grocery
なんて
store?
住めるわけねえ。やっぱりデマだったんだな。
お、昆布だし買うの忘れた。
Oh my gosh!
ドアの外に昆布がたくさん置いてありましたが、
あれ
Wow!
はたまたま安く手に入ってだな。
確かに昆布は体にいいと聞きますが、実は医学的な根拠はなく、発毛作用などは確認されてないそうです。
Wow.
一通り調べたので間違いないです、先生。例えば、このサイトによると、
何も言ってねえだろ。
Z 氏の調査結果、繁華街や居住区域については特筆事項なし。今回我々は獰猛かつ凶悪な怪人と無人街にて接触したが対峙できず敗北。一命は取り留めたものの、遭遇した怪人は消息を絶ち、今も無人街を住処にしている可能性がある。また九段の怪人によれば当該地区に強力な怪人がすでに存在しているという噂が立っているとのこと。
Oh, because the monsters Saitama gets rid of aren't registered as being disposed of, people think they're still there. Wow.
へえ、じゃあ今回はパス。
その噂の実態は未確認だが、増援として派遣したヒーローたちもそれらしき形跡を確認しており、
So they think Saitama
化け物が暴れた後だ。
is the monster.
なんと鉢合わせたらたまらねえな。
これはバネヒゲたちが戦った怪人の体の
A
一部。
monster that eats monsters.
縄張り争いがあったのかもしれない。やはりここには何かがいるな。
Wow.
Z 氏については今後もさらなる調査と監視が必要である。
And if this isn't in an abandoned area, then it's fine if he makes collateral
ゴー
damage.
ストタウンの化け物の話。
ああ、怪人のエリートが集まって何かコソコソやってる噂だろ。
先生、家の前にあった穴は俺が置いておきました。
あ、サンキュー。
それから先生の順位が最下位の388位から342位に上がっています。
That's pretty good.
ああ、パニックのやつか。あれで上がったんだ。そういや1週間経ったけど、ジェノスは何かやったのか？
いえ、俺はまだ何も。
まあ1週間だしな。
実力は未だ S 級最下位、17位のままです。
まだまだ修行は続くな、ジェノス。
でも一般投票による週間人気ランキングだと6位になってます。
Wow.
19歳の若さで S 級デビューした天才、期待できる、顔がかっこいい、メディアへの露出を一切拒否するクールさがいいなどと書かれています。
お前自分で言ってて恥ずかしくないのか？
こんなもの俺の写真を見た印象に過ぎず、俺自身を評価したわけじゃないので何とも思いません。
そう。
他にも
Wow.
サイボーグ王子、別の無表情の中に儚さを感じる。 イケメンヒーロー5本指
いやもう
All right, so that episode's over. Some interesting developments, huh?
Yeah, so... All right, let me see if I get this straight.
Right.
So, Saitama lives in an abandoned part of town, either because he wants the cheap rent or because of all the stuff that he does, it drove everyone away from that area. And then, because he wasn't registered as a hero and no one witnesses him defeating the monsters that go in there, he ends up becoming a legend as some sort of mythical creature that's in there that just eats any monsters that go there.
Well, so here you've got it. I think you've got it kind of right. The gist of it is that they're implying that specifically with this fight, something happened, and they're like, "Whoa, the monsters must have been just going at it or some sort of territorial dispute."
Yeah.
But until that time, it was basically considered too dangerous to go there because of all the monsters. Even if Saitama defeats the monsters, there's all kinds of collateral damage that had to come from monsters, right?
Exactly.
So that drives all the other people away. But Saitama doesn't care, because up until recently, he's been living by himself.
Yep.
Just
without
very casual.
any money, really.
Yeah, just doing that. So he enjoys, the very low
Okay.
rent and utility payments. And
So-
by extension, he probably doesn't even have to work or do anything like
Now,
that.
here's my question. So they sent heroes to investigate. The
Right.
fact that they sent them to investigate all, I'm assuming, 26 sectors or whatever, right? A through Z.
Right.
Now, Saitama is in Sector Z.
Yes.
They didn't see anything unusual in any of the other sectors. So it's possible that either whatever caused them to have an investigation there was just a bogus, false alarm.
Sure.
Or that there's another superhero in each of those areas that was causing similar sort of... Well, just hear me out. That was causing similar sort of issues as Saitama that warranted investigations.
No, he was just investigating Z.
Oh.
You weren't listening to that right.
What were
he was
all the
just
other
going and
heroes
getting
doing?
status updates. How's City A doing? Good. Nothing
Oh,
to
okay.
report.
Gotcha.
How's City B doing? It's fine.
All right.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just status updates, dude.
Okay.
No, the investigation is Z.
All right.
Because there's a ghost town there, and no one knows why.
Okay.
So they have to make these little assumptions, and what's led them to assume that is the collateral damage, all these monsters that end up going there. They don't know what happens to them. But it's the idea that maybe the rumor was by this little Konbu tentacle monster guy comes in. He's like, I heard a rumor that a lot of monsters were meeting up here.
Yeah.
Because the monsters go there and you don't hear about them, so there must be a big meeting. So he goes there to see the meeting. He's like, there's no monsters here because Saitama killed them all.
Yeah.
And
so what I'm interested in seeing is that there's all this talk of all these S-class heroes. Now, so I want to see them. Like, I feel like we're getting pretty far into the show, and granted, we got to see, what was her name, Tornado. But, like, if there's, 17 S-class heroes, I'd like to see them all. Like, let's get those guys introduced. Cause
all in good time. All in good time. The thing about the show is that there's going to be one-off characters all the time.
Yes.
That you
kind of have to.
that you won't really get attached too much to.
Yeah.
But by them being heroes and effectively on Saitama's side, that kind of protects them to an extent from getting one-punched by him in the story.
Right.
So they could end up being recurring characters
Yes.
like Speed of Sound Sonic.
Right.
But then also by extension, Genos gets to interact with them and perform kind of a different type of rivalry thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll see all kinds of heroes all the time, and that's maybe a thing that this show does really well is different types of character designs and different concepts that are over the top and ridiculous and make fun of superhero costumes and stuff like that in general.
They have
but then some of them you're like,
doing
that's really cool. Like
Yes.
that one in particular, really cool. I already know which one in particular I think you're really gonna love because this
Does it involve armor?
Armor.
Yeah.
A whole lot of armor. And you're just gonna be like, I love it. So
Of course.
yeah. But yeah, Tornado, for instance, might even be Class S hero. You don't know that.
No, I think they said that. They were saying this isn't Class S worthy or whatever. Now, what I'm curious about is what kind of interactions would those S-class heroes have with someone like Saitama? Because we've gotten the guy that did the after test whatever thing. I forget
Right.
what his name was. And
Yeah, he was a Snakebite Sneku or something.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I mean, he's a throwaway character, you know, and Saitama just
Yeah, he's like Class A 36. Ooh, and
Yeah.
then Saitama just kind of backhands him.
right. But
So
I would
Saitama.
like to see, sort of just the like sheer confusion on the faces of the S-class heroes if they basically are up against some opponent that they actually are having trouble beating, and then this Class C hero comes out of nowhere and defeats it in one punch, and then they're just trying to figure out and rationalize it. And because I mean, Genos is trying to learn from Saitama, but what if you had someone who was just standing on the sidelines just being like, this guy's gotta have some secret, you know?
Yeah, this just doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
right?
I would love to see that.
Yeah, those kinds of things are where your brain starts to kind of shift from the idea of how is the protagonist going to defeat the antagonist to the thing of how could we get dynamic, interesting interactions
Yes.
before or after the fights?
Right.
Because we all know how the fights are going to end that will actually make the story compelling. And those kinds of moments, they happen here and there. And you're
Yes.
like, oh, that's a really good one. I didn't think about that. But they had a fun, kind of obvious one here with Speed of Sound Sonic having this grudge against Saitama and comes in, throws a shuriken, he catches it a little, he doesn't remember his name, doesn't care.
Yep.
Speed of Sound
Spikes
Sonic's
his
like,
sword.
fine.
Like,
Yeah. That's like straight out of Black Lagoon right
Yep.
there. But he like, okay, you won't fight me? Then I'll make you have to fight me.
right.
And
Which
Saitama
is-
was getting pissed about the fact that
Yeah.
he was like, why are you doing this? I just have to do my work. He's like, oh wait, that's a bad guy.
yeah, it's like,
Oh.
took you long enough.
And then he just pops up there,
Whack!
poof,
Yep.
just done.
That was awesome. I am a little bit like confused. Like, okay, so Speed of Sound Sonic, his last interaction bout with Saitama didn't go very well.
No.
So you would think he would kind of learn his lesson after such a painful experience.
See, you got to think about pride, man. This
That's
pride.
right.
You have
That's
to
right.
regain your honor.
Yes.
Who cares if it's
even
stupid?
after he literally shatters your sword with his teeth right in
and
front
then
of
he
you.
kind of accidentally crushed your other sword with
Yeah.
his fist.
And
The point is, this is an example of people not being able to come to grips with Saitama's power. He's
yes, that's
so
a good point.
strong that they can't assume that.
right,
you
they don't know that he is the One Punch Man. They just know that he's some dude that did some like really crazy stuff. But they're
Right.
like, no, it's just some random fluke, right?
Yeah, right. It has to be.
yeah,
it has to be. There's the other explanations they just don't make
That
sense.
just
right?
wouldn't be fair for
Right.
someone to be so OP. Yeah.
Yeah, so those kinds of interactions and stuff will develop more as the show goes on,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find different types of variations on it. But what about kind of that whole thing with the top tiger? I'm in the top
Oh
10
my
of Class
gosh.
C. Comes in, and he's all like, "Is there a problem here?" And oh
That
yeah,
was-
I'm popular, so people actually notice. You want to fight a little bit, make me look good.
Like,
What kind of character does that tank top tiger guy kind of make you think of in terms of in correlation to Saitama?
that made me think of the boulder.
Mm-hmm.
So Saitama is Toph, and Tank Top Tiger is the boulder. And, well, yeah, I'd say that pretty much speaks for itself.
Right. So Toph is unassuming and small and doesn't look to be a threat.
Right.
The Boulder is Dwayne The Rock Johnson with Earthbending. He's like, you may be big, but you ain't bad.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
comes in and has all this
Talks
talk
big
and stuff.
and everything, and then just gets...
Right, but
Yeah.
you see, he was also trying to play the crowd to an extent against Saitama.
Yes, absolutely.
By being like, oh, this guy, you need to stop doing villainous things because you're scaring people.
Right,
And everyone's
even
like,
though-
oh, the temp top.
And then
temp
he's
top
whispering,
tiger's
it's like, come on, like, yeah, get out of control. That way, you can help me out a bit.
Yeah.
So,
There's that kind of fake kind of popularity thing going on where
Yes.
he's trying to manipulate situations so
Yes.
that he ends up looking good. And he kind of succeeded in that regard because
until he got...
well, no, the
taken
point
out.
is that he made people think that Saitama was a villain.
yes, although...
Even though he got beaten, it doesn't matter. To an extent, think of yourself as a passerby. They see Saitama come up, and he'd been running around, and Tank Top Tiger says he's scary, and you need to stop.
Sure.
And he just smacks him down. Oh, wait, no.
No.
Speed of Sound Sonic
Speed
did
of Sound
that.
Sonic did,
That's true.
and then Saitama smacked down Speed of Sound Sonic.
Okay.
But
they could have
yes,
thought that they were in league with each other.
Yes, that's absolutely true. The only thing I would say that makes it not a complete, like, not all Tank tiger. Jeez. Is that the lady was already saying like, "Oh, you're a bad guy," you know?
Sure.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
But Triple T definitely reinforced it.
Yeah. All right. What I can tell that your favorite part probably of this episode was the Konbu tentacle monster getting not only beaten by Saitama, but instead of actually showing the punch, they just instantly cut to the stewing of these plants, basically, and you were just like, no.
That was something.
Yeah, because it's not about the fight. The fight was over the minute Saitama showed up.
Right. And the idea is that, and I like that this was almost being self-referential, because with One Punch Man, what they've been doing so far is that the fights are going to end, right? But it's all about the spectacle of it. So instead, they do a twist and don't even show it and just cut to him cooking
the monster. But they do come back later and show the heroes looking at what we know to be one of Saitama's punches. But in a context of mystery, it's looked at as being something from a monster.
Right.
Because no hero would have that type of damage. And also, if they did, they would have told everyone. Right. So there's all these little assumptions being made that kind of make for some clever storytelling.
Except, okay, as soon as Saitama walked into the hero test thing and did that and did all the stuff for the physical exam, the fact that they didn't just say like, all right, you pass, whatever, is a little bit like, okay. But you would think they would be like, oh, by the way, there's this dude that's basically a god. Do you think we should like inform the higher-ups about that? Like, I mean, maybe that comes up later, but that seems like something that would be a little bit important.
What if this is maybe a knock-on kind of like standardized testing, and basically where they're saying,
pick up on that.
Where they're basically saying like, hey, we need to judge all animals by their ability to climb a tree.
Right, exactly.
You're a fish, and you can swim to the depths of the ocean.
Right.
But who cares? You need to be able to climb this tree. Well, it's deeper down than it is to go up. No.
Yeah,
you fail. You're a great fish. But you're not S-class, basically.
Well, or if it was, say, something that was like, I don't know, some super huge dinosaur that just steps on the tree. You know?
Right. Or it's like the Hulk, and they're giving him an English exam while he's in Hulk form. So, Hulk not know what to do. Yeah. But Hulk is strong, so he still be Avenger, right? No. You're a lower-class street-level Avenger. You can go hang out with the Defenders for a little bit. That's basically, to an extent, what's happening.
That's basically
here.
what this is. And okay, here's the thing. That really is like a problem, like in our day and age. Like, it kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't know. I myself have never been a big fan of like standardized testing.
Yeah, me neither.
Just no.
Yeah, because there's an element of there's an element where it still works for certain people, because you have Genos, for instance, who can look at the situation kind of more objectively and just know, I just need to answer the right question so that I can get this stupid thing out of my way.
Right.
But Saitama is probably looking at this, and he's looking at the obvious answer, and he goes, but that's too obvious. And he looks over here and he's like, this is obviously a trick question.
Yeah. Or
and he can't maybe look at it and go, this is just too easy.
Right. And Genos definitely does deserve to be an S-class hero.
Yes,
or at least
absolutely.
A-class or whatever. Because they said it was an exception to make him S-class or something. But but yeah, Saitama, they should make a whole new class for him. An O-class.
An X-class.
Yeah, or an X-class. No, that might be copyright infringing.
Probably. Yeah. All right, well, next episode, we'll get into more of the repercussions of the City Z incident, maybe.
Okay.
This is one of the things that's interesting. While I'm going back and rewatching this with Jacob, I have good memory of very specific moments in this show, but I don't remember perfectly everything episode to episode. I don't remember all the the details and stuff. I remember things like Tornado talking with the analyst there, but I don't remember a lot of things about the kind of conference room conversations that happened with the organization.
Sure.
So stuff like that, it's kind of fun to kind of get a little bit of a refresher. Yeah. But yeah, guys, this has been a great episode. Until next week, though, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.